Republic of Congo, DRC, home to a growing range of Jesuit/AIDS ministries of youth prevention, accompanying those with HIV and others affected by the pandemic. Palon's SIDA, a project of the Jesuits in Kisangani, was an effort strategy to involve church groups in the fight against discrimination. The project also encouraged the communities the need to be aware of AIDS and to care for those infected and affected. Prevention efforts are focused largely on two high-risk categories, being teenagers and people living and working in mines, from where most new HIV cases recorded locally came from.
Je suis coordonnateur des Parlons SIDA à Kisangani.
I am the coordinator of the project called Palon SIDA, meaning Let's Talk About HIV and AIDS. I am also the parish priest at Nkobo Parish. Palon SIDA is a social organization funded by the Jesuit priests in Congo and supported by AJAN. In Kisangani, Palon SIDA is having a number of activities not only within the parish but also in other districts. We go deep into the villages to sensitize the people and to help them avoid risky sexual behavior.
I am part of this forum as a parish priest, and my work is to sensitize the people that the body of Christ is sick, and my responsibility is to bring healing to that body, which is the church.
AJAN over the years has published a lot of books about AIDS in Africa and the Christian response as an effective way of disseminating information to various people involved in this ministry. AJAN has got various ways of spreading awareness on HIV and AIDS pandemic. One of them is by printing t-shirts with the message boldly displayed. Father Martin Wanyoike, the National Executive Secretary of Social Communications Commission, explains how AJAN has participated in the local church.
I first heard of AJAN in the year 2006 when the local church, namely the Kenya Catholic Secretariat, on behalf of the Kenya Episcopal Conference, was preparing for the first AIDS conference in this country, Kenya. In the fight against HIV and AIDS, they helped the local church in the formulation and of the policy, the AIDS policy here in this country. It was not there before, but thanks to AJAN, now we have an AIDS policy here in this country. I also happen to know that the AJAN people, Father Michael and other people, have gone around different dioceses, helping the local church to understand what is contained in the policy that they helped in formulating, and also even teaching more about HIV and AIDS. How it's a moral issue, it's a spiritual issue, it's an issue of pastoral concern, and how the local church should respond to the challenge of HIV and AIDS. So I've been part of it, and I've moved around with the Father Michael to some dioceses. I've also been involved in a lot of meetings of K-Church where AJAN was physically present, and they still continue doing the same in this country.
Father Patan Mombe, who has taken over the mantle to be the new director of AJAN headquarters in Kangemi, shares his dream for the project.
To make an evaluation of what has been done in the past 7 years, and to assess any interventions and see the strength, the weaknesses, and see how we can improve it, how we can continue to build on the tremendous work. I'm considering developing information at various levels of our life, from the novitiate to the apostolic life, not to form people who are going full-time working in AIDS fields, but who are kind of informed and can give the first help they may need to give wherever they'll be sent for their mission.
The greatest challenge facing AJAN as a network agency is
the geographical reality of the continent, which forms our assistance, that makes it difficult for us to gather enough information, which is part of the networking that we do here. In other words, to get, let's say, information from West Africa, Central Africa, or South Africa, because it is only then that we get to know what's happening there, and that then we also help our own Jesuits in different countries to get to know what's happening in other parts of the continent.
Father Michael, the outgoing director of Arjun, shares his dreams.
I feel that having involved, let's say, 200 Jesuits over the past 8 years, I would be very, very happy to see what will happen over the next 5 or 10 years, so that when one day we say that there's 1,000 Jesuits in Africa involved in AIDS ministry, I'm very curious to see all the different things that they'll be doing. And that variety would itself be a great inspiration and support for the Church, to encourage, to assist, to accompany, and to allow the local circumstances and the Jesuits in the local situation to shape the response each time.
Father Masawe, who is the moderator of the Jesuit Superiors of Africa and Madagascar, JESAM, shares his visions of Arjun.
To tell you the fact, I think Arjun is here to stay for a long time because the infections are still there, which we are trying to reduce as many of the infections as possible. So in reality, what we would like to see is that people have life into the full, and they live with full dignity.